Welcome to TRADEREP. This is Short Hammer. It is the 3rd of October, 2019, and we're taking a peek at Tesla. Now, Tesla announced that they had production numbers coming out today, and those production numbers weren't bad. They were actually pretty good, but the problem with Tesla was that there was accident news of Teslas having issues in parking lots waiting in the wings, and it's definitely under investigation. And it's funny that they waited until Tesla was about to announce their numbers to also drop that news. So I think it's fascinating how that works. So if we just look at the intraday chart, what we were watching was, I did a video yesterday about Tesla, and what I was expecting was a pull down to the 242 70s, I believe, by 243.30s as a dip buy area. So I saw we were up here, and I wanted to pull back into this area for a bounce and a run into the 248s. The reason being is that we have not been able to close above the 248s in a few months. So I wanted to get up above, get sort of exit at that point and potentially fade back to the downside, similar to Apple and the 228s. Apple has struggled in the 228s. So back to Tesla. So we had a drop at the open, and I was waiting all day for us to go above this 243 line and hold and start to leg. And I really was waiting for a break of this 240, like the previous day's high. I wanted to break this, and I'm like, hey, I'll take a little bit less and try to ride it into this supply demand zone, but could not find an entry. And even here, if I wanted to get in earlier, the pullback didn't hold for me to get the next leg here. The pullback didn't hold for me to get the next leg up into this 248 area. And it dropped down here, and this was a potential to dip by, but I was not watching that area, because if you go back, look at yesterday's levels, it bounced right here off of the quarterly pivot, the 239s, tested it multiple times and springboarded up. Did the same thing here and gave us a nice little springboard up. But what I'm looking for on Tesla going into today, I want to see if buyers can get us up. It'd be great if we could retest the 239s. I'm not sure if it's going to be that strong, because this was a level of demand before. I would love to see you run to that level and a potential fade based on that being previous, let's say, support. Demand becomes or support becomes resistance. So we'll see what we have today. But I'll be watching Tesla for any strong pushes up, and then I'll look for weakness, and I'll potentially fade it back to these lows. To me, it might end up at this supply demand zone, the 227s by 224s, but we'll see what we have. The news is slightly variable because you have the production news mixed with the parking lot accident news, and so it's sort of a mixture of news. So we'll see what the people who invest and the buyers of Tesla think about it today. So I'll be keeping an eye on this. And for me, I like to use previous levels. So this 228 or this 227 level would be an area where I would scale out. So I want to see if we can buy up a bit. And if we catch a bid and they say, hey, that accident news is garbage, and we run, then I'm definitely in. But as of right now, I'll be looking for a push, then a retrace, and look to scale out at some of these levels here, and maybe hold one contract at the 227s. But that's what I'm thinking on Tesla. We'll see how we open, if we gap up, if we gap down. But based on that, I'll be looking at the previous day's levels, and also the pivots and my zones, which are usually a little bit wider, for direction on Tesla as far as where to get a good entry and exit on it. But definitely keeping an eye on Tesla.